Logistic Regression in Python, a beginner journey. Welcome! In this lesson, we will explore logistic regression step by step. You will see what logistic regression is, why it is helpful, and how to use it with real data. No math degree needed. You only need a little curiosity. Let us get started together. Running the cell now. Let us start by making sure our notebook does not show warning messages. This helps keep our output neat and easier to follow. This line adds a comment so we remember why we import the warnings library. We import the warnings library. Here we tell Python to ignore warning messages, so we only see important outputs. Running the cell now. Try running this cell first. If you see no message, everything is working. What is logistic regression? Logistic regression is a way to predict if something belongs to one group or another. It is often used for yes or no questions like, will an email be spam or not spam? Will a passenger survive the Titanic disaster? Logistic regression is simple to use and popular in data science. Running the cell now. Knowing your Python version helps with troubleshooting. Let us print our current Python version. This line is a comment explaining our goal. Here, we import the system module. It helps us get system information. We print the version of Python. This makes sure our code will work as expected. Running the cell now. If you are unsure about your Python version, now you will see it. Now we import some popular libraries for data science. Pandas helps us handle data, NumPy is good at math, and matplotlib is for drawing simple charts. This comment is a reminder of what we are importing. Pandas lets us read and manage data in tables. NumPy gives us math functions to work with numbers. Matplotlib helps us draw basic graphs. Running the cell now. You might not remember all library names at first. That is normal. You will get used to them. Let us use a real dataset, the Titanic passenger list. We will download it directly from a link using Pandas. This comment tells us we are setting up our data. We save the location of the Titanic data as a web link. We ask Pandas to read the CSV file from the link and save it as DF, our data frame. We print the shape. This tells us the number of rows and columns in our table. This line shows us the top 5 rows of our data, so we can see what it looks like. Running the cell now. Take a look at the results. Can you spot column names like age or survived? It helps to see how many people survived and how many did not. Let us plot this so it is easier to see. First, we comment on our next step, checking the target column. We count how many times each value appears in the survived column, then show these counts as a bar chart. We add a title to the chart for context. We name the bottom axis to explain what the numbers mean. We label the side axis to show we are counting people. Finally, we display the chart so we can see the results. Running the cell now. Why do we check the target balance? It helps us understand if our prediction needs extra care. Key terms to know. Feature is a column of data used for prediction, like age or ticket class. Target is the answer we want to predict. For Titanic, this is survived. You will see these terms used often. Running the cell now. Let us take a quick look at every column. This shows what information we have. Our comment says what we are doing, viewing all columns. Here we print the list of column names stored in our data frame. Running the cell now. Which columns look useful for our prediction? Real-world data is usually messy. Let us check if any columns are missing values. The comment says we are checking for missing data. This code counts empty or missing cells for each column and prints the totals. Running the cell now. Columns with many missing values may need special treatment or to be dropped. Many machine learning methods cannot handle missing values. Let us remove rows where age is missing, to keep things simple. We explain we are dealing with missing ages. We drop those rows, changing our data frame. This prints how many rows we have left after the change. Running the cell now. You should always decide if removing data is the best choice for your problem. Choosing features for our model. We will use just a few columns, age, sex, and p-class. This makes things easy to understand and quick to run. Let us prepare these columns next. Running the cell now. We need to separate what we use for prediction, features, and what we want to predict, target. Here, we pick age, sex, and p-class as our features. This comment says we are building our features and target. We make a copy of the age, sex, and p-class columns and call this X. We take the survived column and call it the Y, our target for prediction. Running the cell now. Using simple feature sets makes it easier to learn the process. Machine learning cannot work with letters, so we turn words into numbers. Let us make the sex use 0 for male and 1 for female. This comment reminds us why we are making a change. We map the word male to 0 and female to 1. Now sex is a number. This line prints a preview so you can check the result. Running the cell now. Can you spot how the resexed column changed from text to numbers? Splitting data, training and testing. We will split our data into two pieces, one for training, one for testing. This helps us check how well our model works with new data. Running the cell now. Most data science projects use a training set and a test set. The training set helps us build the model. The test set checks the model. We set random_state to 42 so our results can be repeated. The comment explains we are splitting the data. We import a helper from scikit-learn to make splitting easy. This is where we call the function to split features and target. We tell the code to use 30% for testing and pick a repeatable random number. We end the function call here. Running the cell now. Splitting is a best practice in machine learning. Try customizing test_size if you want. Now let us build our actual model. We use Logistic Regression from scikit-learn and train it on our data. We start with a comment to describe the code. We import the class we need from scikit-learn. We make a new instance of our model, with default settings. This line actually trains the model using our training data. Running the cell now. The model is now trained and ready to make predictions. Next, let us see how well the model works. Accuracy means the % of correct answers on our test set. We use a comment to explain what the code does. We check the test set accuracy with the model's built-in score method. We print the accuracy as a % with 2 decimal places. Running the cell now. A higher number means better predictions. For a simple model, around 70 to 80% is common. Let us predict for one person, a 25-year-old woman in first class. We want to see what the model thinks. We describe the example we will predict. We build a tiny array for a person of age 25, female, and class 1. We ask the model to predict using our trained knowledge. The result is printed. It will be 1 for survive or 0 for not survive. Running the cell now. Try making up your own examples after running this code. Understanding model weights. Logistic regression gives us weights for each feature. A positive weight means more likely to survive, and a negative weight means less likely. Let us look at these numbers. Running the cell now. Each feature in our model has a weight. Let us print them next to their names. This helps us understand what matters most. A comment tells us what we are about to do. This line matches each feature name with its number from model.coif_. It helps us read which is which. We print each result with 2 numbers after the period for easy reading. Running the cell now. Which feature has the biggest positive effect on survival? Sometimes, accuracy alone does not tell the whole story. A confusion matrix shows us true and false predictions, split into groups. Let us plot it as a little grid. Our comment tells us we will make a confusion matrix. We import the confusion matrix function to score our predictions. Seaborn is a helper library to make nice charts. We predict labels for our test data. We compute the confusion matrix based on real and predicted answers. Here, we make a blue grid showing each number clearly. We label the x-axis as predicted. We label the y-axis as actual answers from our test set. This adds a title to remind us what this chart shows. We display the finished heat map. Running the cell now. Try counting how many of each result type appear on the matrix. Here comes a fun part. You can enter your own data to see if you would have survived the Titanic disaster. This is a good way to practice what you learned. We start with a comment for our challenge step. You type your age, and Python saves it as a number. You also type your sex as male or female. You give your ticket class as 1, 2, or 3. Python turns sex into a number so the model can use it. We put your answers into an array for the model. The model makes its prediction using your data. If the answer is 1, this code congratulates you on survival. You see a happy message if you would have survived. Otherwise, Python tells you the sad result. The message will say you would not have survived if prediction is 0. Running the cell now. Did you survive? Try different data for yourself or your favorite movie character. If you are learning a lot, please click like and subscribe so you will not miss the next lesson. Following some good habits helps you get better results. Let us look at 3 quick reminders for logistic regression. This comment line says the section is about best practices. First, always check for things like missing ages or wrong texts. Next, try changing features. Sometimes a new column helps a lot. Lastly, do not trust only your training data. Use a test set to check results. We print a reminder that these best practices are shown. Running the cell now. Practicing these tips makes you a stronger beginner data scientist. Mistakes are normal while learning. Here are some quick fixes for errors you may see. We comment that this is the troubleshooting section. A key error usually comes from misspelled column names. A value error often appears for missing or strange inputs. An import error means the library is not installed. We print a message to remind you of these troubleshooting tips. Running the cell now. If you get an error, read the message out loud and check your code step by step. Not sure what a function or class does? Python has a built-in help system. This comment says we will use help. Here we use the help function to show information about logistic regression. Running the cell now. Use help anytime you wonder about a new function or library. Now let us test another example. This time, we use a 40-year-old male passenger in 3rd class. This comment marks our challenge for changing features. We make a tiny array with 40 for age, 0 for male, and 3 for class. The model predicts the result for us. We print it out, so we see the prediction clearly. Running the cell now. Try other combinations soon. Changing features is how you learn what matters. Recap, main steps we learned. First, we loaded Titanic data and checked its shape. Next, we selected features and cleaned missing values. We trained a logistic regression model. Then, we made predictions and checked accuracy. We explored feature effects and tested with real examples. Great job getting this far. Running the cell now. Want more machine learning? Try tweaking feature columns and see what changes. Type your own age, sex, and class for predictions. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe for more simple Python lessons. Happy coding! Running the cell now.